Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in shock. Like, I'm actually in a bit of shock. So we weighed everything now, we've got all the results in. There's this really cool thing I want to show you actually. It's on Herdwatch. They've got this new tool. It's called Herdy. It's kind of like ChatGPT for cows and sheep, I suppose, if you're daft enough to have sheep. But it's bloody brilliant. When I first heard about it, I was like, I can't see what you're going to use this for. Bumped into Rachel Rose from Herdwatch at the British Farming Awards. She explained it to me. I was like, I'll give that a go. My God, it's bloody brilliant. It's absolutely incredible. So we've weighed everything now. We've put everything into Herdwatch. And if you go onto Herdy, you can ask it questions. So what I've done is I've asked Herdy what the average daily live weight gain is for our calves. I've also asked it to split our weaning weights from our stabilizers and our Charolais out into both male Charolais and female Charolais, male stabilizers, female stabilizers, and we can actually compare the two. So it's done that for me. But before we get into it, before we actually explain how this Herdy thing works, I just want to say we have weaned our biggest calf ever. There is a steer from these stabilizers that has come out of one of the Dyson cows. His mother is 557 kilos and the steer has weaned at 401 kilos, no calf creep. What is that? That's mental. There's quite a lot of calves in here that are 370 kilos, that sort of age. It got to the stage where something that was 310 kilos was a bit like, whatever. But what I've done is I've used Herdy, and I've asked it questions and it's given me all the results, so I'll just reel them off. So the weaning weights for our Charolais, the females averaged 247 kilos, the males averaged 294. So I'm fairly pleased with that in general. I thought that was pretty good. Stabilizers, on the other hand, the females were 264 kilos, so they're nearly sort of 20 kilos heavier than the female Charolais, and the males averaged 304, so that's with the bigger ones here and the smaller ones that are up in the top. Again, they're about 10 kilos heavier on the same system, and the stabilizer males are gaining on average at 1.14. The biggest one that was 400 kilos was doing nearly 1.6, which is crazy considering it's having no cake. But they're averaging 1.14, which I think is pretty respectable considering the year and everything else that's gone on. I'm pretty chuffed with that, to be honest. And the overall average, we take all our wean calves, Charolais, stabilizers, everything, put them all into one. They are averaging 283 kilos. We aim for 280 with no calf creep, and 283, obviously top side of that, so I can't complain. But one of the interesting things here is it's showing me what the daily live weight gains are between males and females. So actually, the female stabilizers are gaining at 0.12 a day more than the female Charolais, which I thought was really interesting. So obviously, they just suit the system better. We know that. I'm not saying the Charolais are bad. I actually really like Charolais cattle, but in our system, those stabilizers are absolutely thriving. I just can't believe how good they are. I know I said they're the most uniform we've ever had. If they continue to grow as they are, oh, like, made it, mate. Just, wow. Makes me excited. So that Herdy is brilliant at just taking the data that you put in. So the more data you put into it, the more you can get back out. And Rachel was telling me that she'd had people do full business plans on Herdy because the data that they can put in. So you can just pull out, let's say you're treating stuff for bad feet. You can say, well, what are all my cows that I've treated for bad feet in the last 12 months? And it'll just give you a list. You can say, you know, what animal treatments have I used antibiotics for this in this last, and it just gives you a list. It's really, really good. So you can use it for a management tool like that. But why I've really liked it is because I've been able to use the data to get my results from weaning before I've put everything in the data sheet. So what we'll now do is we'll put everything into the data sheet back in the office, and that will give us recommendations for cow culls. But it's actually really, I just think it's really good for getting that like snapshot information. If you've got a herd health meeting or something, you like the vet asks you a question, you don't know, you just like ask old Herdy and he'll tell you for you. It's bloody brilliant, well worth having a look at.